Hey, everybody, welcome to Win Anyway Live. Tonight, I want to talk about the great investment question. You hear this from marketers all the time, people selling you stuff, big ticket items, self help gurus, motivational geniuses. They all tell you that you have to invest in yourself. And if you're not willing to invest in yourself, why would others be willing to invest in you? And I recently saw this shared by a friend of mine who's a pretty major marketer and has invested tens of thousands of dollars into coaching and into programs. And he makes hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars throughout the year doing what he does. And you know what? If I made millions of dollars, I would invest tens of thousands of dollars. Of course, I don't make millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars. I make thousands of dollars. I make a few tens of thousands of dollars. I'm not one of those big, impressive gurus that makes a ton of money yet, even though perhaps I should be. I certainly have the skills as a speaking coach and as a speaker to do that, but I have not made that happen in my life yet. See, and there's the rub, because those marketing gurus would tell me that the reason I'm not succeeding is that I'm not willing to invest enough in myself. I'm not willing to spend the money it takes to get the skills I need. And if I'm not willing to spend $5,000 on a program, why would somebody spend $5,000 on me as a coach? Now, is that true? Well, let me ask you this. How would you know if I paid $5,000 for a program unless I told you? And if I told you I spent $5,000 on a program, would that really help? Would that suddenly legitimize me? And it's not necessarily about all the credentials, is it? Getting some fake coaching certification from a couple of speakers here or a couple of coaches there that doesn't really mean anything. What about me as a speaker? I mean, if I were to go out and buy some sort of certification as a speaker, that I'm certified by some online certification place as an online presenter, is that really going to make me that much more saleable? Now, I'm not saying that I wouldn't learn something or I wouldn't gain more skills. But I also know that I can learn something and gain more skills in other ways. I don't necessarily need to spend $5,000 or $10,000 to do that. But if I was making $500,000 a year, I suppose that I would. I guess the question is really somewhat philosophical. Maybe just it seems to be about guilt. If you're not willing to spend on yourself, then you're not deserving of success, which is just, to me, that's ridiculous. I have other things to spend my money on. I have bills. I have kids. I have responsibilities that if I were to go spend $5,000 on a program somewhere, I would have to answer to other people about that. And unless I was able to quickly turn that investment into that $5,000 again and more than that, I would be disappointing people. I would not be fulfilling my responsibilities as a father, as a husband, as a family man. So I don't know. Am I arguing against myself? Am I arguing for my limitations, saying that uh, I'm not willing to spend that money, or I don't have that money to spend, or that I don't believe spending that money is important? It's tough to say. This is a tough philosophical question. Personally, I believe I'm still worth investing in as a coach, even if I'm not necessarily going to go spend $10,000 on a coaching program to make me a better coach. I would like to think that, I don't know, 25 years in speaking, in making, in giving presentations would qualify me as a speaking coach and as a speaker without necessarily having to go spend a whole bunch of money investing in programs or going to some convention that I don't know would encourage me for a couple of days so that I could just come home back to normalcy. I'd love to know what you think. I know that as a motivational speaker, I should believe in that I should feel like I should put out what I want to receive, that's important. And I know as a motivational speaker, I should not argue for limitations, but at the same time, I want to argue for being reasonable and being responsible. I don't know. You tell me what you think. Go back, listen to this whole thing. I don't know when you're catching this. You might be catching it in a couple of months. Comment on YouTube, comment on Twitter, comment on Facebook, wherever you happen to be seeing this. I would love to hear your feedback, pro and con, in terms of investing great amounts of money in order to get people to invest great amounts of money in you. Is it true? Is it a law of attraction thing? Is it a law of reciprocity kind of thing? Is it mental gymnastics? Or is it just a way for people to guilt you into spending a tremendous amount of money on their programs? Hey, have a great week. We'll see you tomorrow on Win Anyway Live.